69% of self-identified liberals say there have been times when they considered leaving America for good, like after NBC canceled The West Wing. I don't get it. You want so badly for every immigrant to come to this country and experience the good life, but somehow it's so terrible you want to leave? And have you ever seen the Eurovision Song Contest? They actually listen to that crap. Look, everywhere in the world, I'm sure, seems great when you haven't lived there. I hear people tell me Costa Rica is beautiful. I'm sure it is. You'll also get bitten by a snake on the flight over. The travel site Lonely Planet describes Sri Lanka as endless beaches, timeless ruins, welcoming people. And if you love child marriage, food shortages, and the strictest abortion laws in the world, Sri Lanka could be right for you.
Recently, we showed you Maher roasting famous people who cry about hating America so much they say they want to leave. Well, this week, Maher's aiming right at politicians and woke people who yell about how America is terrible and dream about running away to some so-called perfect country. This one's going to be wild, so buckle up and stick around till the end. Let's get right into it.
If you run for office in America, you have to want to live here. I bring this up because there was a video that made the rounds recently by a woman who said she was a proud progressive and was running for state representative in New Hampshire, and yet posted this.
Is there a place we can move that people would be happy to have us, that we're not gentrifying or colonizing? I don't want to be a problem, but I need to get the fuck out of this country.
The fuck out of this country? The one you want to be elected to a leadership position in? What was your campaign slogan? America, a shining shithole on a hill?
Have you noticed that ever since Trump became president, there's been a never-ending line of stars and leaders shouting about how much they hate this country? Some are mad because normal Americans didn't want Kamala Harris, while others are just angry that Trump is back in charge. But their excuses keep getting sillier. Look at this woman from New Hampshire, for example. She says she hates America because she thinks the U.S. is taking over other people. Really? That's not just silly. It's the total opposite of common sense. These are just fake lines made to stir up anger, not the truth. But still, they try to sell this nonsense to anyone who will listen.
Again, I'm confused by this political message. Vote for me because I hate it here. Now, does America have big problems? Yes, I've often cited the America Sucks list.
Maher asks a tough but fair question that people should really think about. If these leaders hate America so much, then why are they even trying to run the country? Their excuse is always, well, we want to change it. But come on, do you really have to hate something to fix it? That doesn't make sense at all. What it really sounds like is the same old political show. Loud speeches, fake tears, and big drama to make people angry instead of giving real answers. It's all fake anger wrapped in fake kindness. And the truth is, if they hate this place that much, the last thing they should be doing is trying to lead it.
Now, does America have big problems? Yes, I've often cited the America Sucks list. Things like being 54th in the world in infant mortality behind Cuba, 19th in literacy behind Russia, 72nd in female representation in government behind Iraq. A lot of work to do here. And is it possible for a country to lose itself so much that leaving it is justified? Yes, but we're not there yet, not by a long shot. We don't need quitters. We need people who will stay and fix it.
We don't need people who quit the moment things get tough. We don't need Ellen DeGeneres, Rosie O'Donnell, or other celebrities who left America forever just because politics got messy. What we need are people who roll up their sleeves and keep moving things forward, not ones who run off to another country. America has to get back to work. And to make that happen, we need people who are loyal, proud, and brave. We need folks who stay, who fight, and who believe in fixing what's broken instead of running away. Problems aren't a reason to leave. They're a call to be strong and take action.
Maybe the problem isn't that America isn't worth defending. Maybe the problem is that lots of people today are entitled whiners who have no perspective and no idea how good they have it.
Too many people don't realize how good they have it in America. They look at other countries like a fairy tale, picking only the parts that look nice, then dream about moving there. But what they forget is that many of those places can't even promise the simple freedoms and chances that Americans get every day. The spoiled attitude here has gone way too far. People complain nonstop, as if freedom, money, and safety just fall from the sky. Instead of being thankful for what makes this country special, they whine and dream about better places, not realizing those places often have less freedom and more rules.
59% of self-identified liberals say there have been times when they considered leaving America for good, like after NBC canceled The West Wing. I don't get it. You want so badly for every immigrant to come to this country and experience the good life, but somehow it's so terrible you want to leave?
Here's the big twist that makes no sense. Democrats and liberals never miss a chance to yell about how awful America is. Broken, unfair, beyond repair. But at the same time, they want to throw the borders wide open and invite tons of immigrants into this horrible place. Think about that for a second. If America is so bad that you want to leave, why would you tell others to come here? That's total hypocrisy. They bash the country when it helps their story, then praise it as the land of dreams to earn political points. You can't have it both ways. Either America is worth protecting and improving, or it's not. And clearly, millions of people risking everything to get here already know the truth.
Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, and Sudan still cut the hands off of thieves, so if you're coming from San Francisco, do your shoplifting at home. And you might also want to do your protesting before you go, because protesters are routinely shot in lots of places. Gosh, it almost seems like the world is full of suffering, intolerance, and oppression on a scale we can't imagine. That can't be true, because if it was, we'd be protesting it. It must only happen in Israel.
In much of the world outside America, people live under hard oppression, censorship, and deep poverty. In many countries, if you dare to protest against leaders, you risk prison or even worse. Post on social media, and you might be silenced, banned, or hunted down. That's the scary reality for so many. Yet, some liberals here try to tell us that life outside America is some paradise where all is perfect, while painting America as the bad guy. That's a silly story made to cause guilt and fights. The truth is, people everywhere are desperate to come here because America still means freedom, chances, and the ability to speak without fear of disappearing into a jail. That's a gift too many here don't appreciate.
And if, for your exile, you do wind up in some comparatively luxurious place like Canada or Japan or the UK, not that they want you. At best, you'll be trading a bunch of stuff you hate about this country for a bunch of stuff you'll soon hate about your new home. It took me only 4 days in Amsterdam to learn that while I admire Amsterdam, I don't want to live there. The buildings are cramped and shaped like needles. The food is awful. The TV's in a different language. Wet and cold. The people are polite but cold, and they do a bunch of weird shit. The explanation for, according to my friend, was just remember they're high.
You might think Europe seems cool and dream of moving there, only to learn some of its laws make no sense. For example, in the UK, equality laws linked to EU rules let people sue businesses for indirect discrimination, even if the business wasn't hiring anyone. In Scotland, a new law, later blocked, wanted to let kids as young as 16 change gender just by saying so, no doctor needed. Sweden recently passed a law lowering the age to 16 too, dropping the need for a diagnosis. And it's not just them, Germany and Spain are doing the same. So yeah, Europe isn't the perfect dream people imagine. It has its own kind of woke rules that many don't expect.
Italy always makes the list of great expat destinations because of all those stories on CNN about how you can buy a house in a quaint Italian village for $1, except it's not a house in the way we think of one, as a structure with plumbing and electricity and a roof. When these places were built, the Leaning Tower of Pisa was still straight. Sure, you can spend 100 grand to make them livable, and I'm sure it's no problem to find reliable workmen in rural Italy who you'll then fall in love with, like in Under the Tuscan Sun, but
So many Americans daydream about Europe because Hollywood and the media make it look shiny and magical. They see the cute Paris cafes, the fancy Italian streets, and the modern style of places like Germany or Sweden, all wrapped in pretty Instagram videos and travel vlogs. But almost no one stops to check the hard parts of living there. The huge taxes, strict rules, high costs, and in some cases, culture fights and limits on free speech. Instead, people fall in love with the pretty pictures and travel stories online. They think life over there is perfect. Then comes the rude surprise. After living there for a few years, reality hits hard. Many realize it's not the dream they thought. It has its own big problems the media never shows.
And have you ever seen the Eurovision Song Contest? They actually listen to that crap. Look, everywhere in the world, I'm sure, seems great when you haven't lived there. I hear people tell me Costa Rica is beautiful. I'm sure it is. You'll also get bitten by a snake on the flight over. The travel site Lonely Planet describes Sri Lanka as endless beaches, timeless ruins, welcoming people. And if you love child marriage, food shortages, the strictest abortion laws in the world, Sri Lanka could be right for you.
Travel magazines and shiny blogs love to sell the dream that every place on earth is heaven, as long as it's not America. They fill pages with gorgeous photos, fairy tale stories of real living, and amazing descriptions of other cultures. But what they almost never talk about is the darker side hiding behind those postcard scenes. Many of those so-called perfect places have governments that limit basic freedoms. Some countries have strict anti-LGBTQ laws that punish same-sex couples. Others ban abortion, leaving women with no choice. In some places, even couples can't hold hands or kiss in public. These aren't small things, they're big human rights issues. Yet, the travel industry hides them, choosing instead to sell a fake dream. It's just marketing to sell trips and clicks. But it hides the ugly truth people should know before worshiping those places. At the end of the day, the story pushed by liberals, stars, and the media is just smoke and mirrors. They trash America while praising places they don't even understand. Places with less freedom, crazy taxes, and broken rights. But here's the funny thing. If America is so bad, why is the world still desperate to come here? Why do millions risk everything just to stand on this land? The truth is America isn't perfect, but it's still the freest, most opportunity-filled country on earth. Instead of tearing it apart or running away when it's tough, we should roll up our sleeves and make it even better. And that's the end of today's video. If you liked it, hit the like button and subscribe for more fiery takedowns like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.